Stephen Fennick from Tech Guide here, and we're at the Samsung Galaxy Unpacked event where Samsung has just unveiled 3 new foldable devices, the Z Flip 8, the Z Fold 8 Ultra, and what I think has stolen the show, the Z Fold 8. This has a 5.5 inch front screen, 7.6 inch screen inside that can be used both wide and deep. I believe this is going to be probably the more popular of the bunch. This, I think, is going to attract a lot of customers who perhaps may not have considered a foldable device in the past. They considered it perhaps too bulky, too big. But this, I think, is the ideal size for that customer who's thinking, well, a good on-ramp into a foldable device. This is the new Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 8. It has a different shape than what we're used to seeing. It has this 5.5 inch front screen, which is, I describe it as passport shape or wallet shape. So you can see in my hand here, it's more wider rather than being tall, so gives you a lot more screen space to do those everyday things, texting, calling, so you can really get a lot of things done on that front screen. But it's only when you open it up, when you see this 7.6 inch display, it can also then be turned, and then suddenly you're holding an e-reader or a little mini tablet, and even social media, if you want to scroll through TikTok or Instagram, it's ideal for this shaped screen as well. So the difference here is the fact that the Fold 8 has 2 aspect ratios when you open it up. So you've got wide and then you've got portrait. So the difference here is that with the Z Fold 8 Ultra, when you open up the screen, it's square no matter how you hold it. So at least with this device, you're getting a wide screen when you need it and a portrait when you need it, and then a small handy size front screen as well for everything else. Side, you've got 2 50 megapixel cameras here. So obviously the Z Fold 8 is not the top of the line in terms of camera systems. That's the Z Fold 8 Ultra, but still two 50 megapixel cameras. These are no slouches. They still take some great images. But just the overall shape, I think, is going to be really interesting for customers. I don't think that maybe in the past, a customer who thought that the bigger Z Fold 8, the Z Fold 7, the larger fold devices were a bit too much phone, whereas a product of this shape and size, I think is going to be a lot more approachable. So here we have the Galaxy Z Fold 8 Ultra. This is the hero product of the lineup. Very, very similar to last year's Z Fold 7, slightly thinner, I believe, as well. The USB-C port here, you can notice it barely fits. It's less than about 4 millimeters thick, so you can see it's barely enough space to put the USB-C port. So one thing you won't be carrying around is a bulky device. This is actually surprisingly light and thin as well. And so you've got your front screen here, and then opens up to, as before, a square inside screen. So no matter how you hold it, it's basically the same aspect ratio, so there's no advantage holding it any different ways. You can multitask, you can watch your content on a larger scale, you can run 2 apps at the same time, 3 apps at the same time. You can be scrolling 2 different apps at the same time here as well. For the Z Fold 8 Ultra, camera-wise, you've got a 50 megapixel, 200 megapixel and 12 megapixel lenses here, combination telephoto wide and ultra wide lenses. So in terms of camera systems, that's why this is called the Ultra. It does have the best camera system of the new devices, as well as the biggest front screen and the biggest internal screen, so hence the name Ultra. Look at the Z Fold 8 Ultra side by side with the new Z Fold 8. You can see the huge differences in size. Here you've got your taller, narrower screen like before, but then the brand new device, the Z Fold 8, has a wider yet shorter screen to give users more room to move on the front. Still, my only criticism of the Z Folds over the years is that this narrow screen makes it hard for me to do everything I need to do. Messaging on that narrow screen is sometimes difficult, and I'll have to open up the device, whereas looking at the Z Fold 8, that is so much wider than the Fold screen, the Fold Ultra screen, and therefore gives you a lot more room to move. Here is a view of both devices in their unfolded status. Now, can you pick which is which? This is the Z Fold 8 Ultra. So I'll put that over here for a moment. Here is the Z Fold 8, which when both devices are opened, obviously the Ultra is a bit bigger, but the Z Fold 8 has that wider aspect ratio. So if I was to turn this on its side, it's actually taller than the Ultra screen, but obviously not as wide. So in terms of screen real estate, you're getting more with the Z Fold 8 Ultra, and it's square, so no matter how you turn it, it's going to give you the same space. Whereas the Z Fold 8 has this wider aspect ratio, so there is your choice of using it in this widescreen mode, or deciding to run it deep, maybe like to use it as an e-reader, read documents, other websites, social media. You do get the choice. Here we have the Z Flip 8. This is popular with a totally different customer to the Z Fold 8 and the Z Fold 8 Ultra. This, I think, is probably more your maybe younger user, someone who wants a big screen when they need it, but also a small phone when they don't need the big screen. And this flex front screen allows you to get a lot done. Like you can see your notifications, you can get reply to messages, frame yourself in with the selfies with the cameras here. But again, totally different customer. Despite having similar technologies in the hinge and in the screen, the Z Flip 8 is, I think, a totally different proposition in terms of the user and how it's used. I think this is very much a photography heavy user, so someone who likes creating content is probably more attracted to a device like this.
So you got My Fan Cam here, which allows you to do some post editing for your videos, and it allows you to follow a particular person, whether it's your family member at a soccer match, or someone at a concert.
Someone at a concert, or your child up on stage, or something like that. Okay.
And
so how many? Is there a limit to how many people it can see?
So if I tested for 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah. So you select who you want to follow. And then
you, right. So then you become the centre of attention.
Yeah. And
so let's use the child as the example. So say this is your son or daughter.
Yeah.
So they're on stage with all these other kids, and you've suddenly focused on them.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
You can crop into him, and then you can change it.
Oh, so you can even choose the aspect ratio as well. So you've chosen wide.
Yeah.
And now it'll go and then re-edit this clip and make you the centre of the whole frame.
Well, it'll keep...
And zoom in and out too, I believe. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Depending how it was originally shot, because I shot on portrait.
Let's hit it.
You can change the ratio.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So depending on where you want to share it and how you want to share it, okay.
And then I'm going to go back to portrait, because then I want to focus on 9:16, which is great for socials.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm going to go like that. And then you're going to hit follow.
Yep.
And then...
Boom.
Well, normally it takes longer, but because I've already done it. And then...
Oh, so this is the finished product where you are in the middle?
Yes. It's cropped into me.
And if you move around in front of people, it'll still track you?
Correct.
Okay.
It'll pan across.
Wow, look at that.